welcome to the end. It's over. Goodbye. That's the whole video. That'd be pretty great, actually.
That'd be pretty good, yeah.
We made it to Armageddon, 2006. We're on the verge of 2007, people. 2007.
Our fourth year.
Holy hell, man. Fourth WrestleMania coming in. Yeah, it's been a ride. We've got a show tonight. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, so often with these, before we get to the show, we talk about any overarching storylines that have been affecting the show, but I don't think there are any. This is just all about each individual story. Yeah,
it's just kind of it's a continuation of quite a few issues, and then for the most part, even our really big matches are kind of built off of things that if you've been watching along with us, you're gonna kind of get what we were going for, I think, in terms of like long-term, why are things happening, what's going on here.
You could say tonight we're gonna finish the story.
True. Oh man, finish the rubber chicken. Oh, I forget what that thing was. It's like a picture of Cody pointing to the WrestleMania sign. And it was like,
you're my favorite. You're my favorite.
Did you said that to me? I don't know who said that to me, yeah, but I laughed my ass off at that the other day. Yeah, you're my favorite mid-carder.
Do you remember that whole Twitter thread?
No.
It's like the guy calls Cody like a mid-carder or something, and Cody responds, "Bro, you're following me," and he goes, "Yeah, because you're my favorite mid-carder."
Annihilated. Yeah, let's do the show.
Armageddon?
Yeah, we're in the Energy Solutions Arena in Salt Lake City, Utah. Let's
the final show of 2006.
Yep. Let's run the damn thing. I told you all. I said this the whole time, honestly, and now it's your fault. The house is fucking haunted, and we have not moved out. You don't have to, really do anything too drastic. Just sell the goddamn house, put it up on the internet somewhere. Just please let us move. There's something wrong in this building. There's something wrong with this building.
Tucker, we sold the house. We merged the house, and he's still here.
There's something wrong with this building. We got to get out right fucking now. Anyways, it's the end of all things. Unrelated.
The end is here.
Unrelated to the previous angle.
Mr. Kennedy is dripping with blood
as he takes on the Undertaker tonight in a last ride match. The second one ever.
Yep.
If you don't know what that is, you gotta beat a man up and then put him in a hearse and then drive the hearse just out of view. And then we'll ring the bell.
Past the line.
Yeah. Like literally it's like make sure the curtain goes down and then we're good. We can call the bell. But yeah, it's the end of all things. And I feel fine. Is that a thing? I don't know.
That's a song, yeah.
There you go. What are we kicking off with?
I think.
Some commentators, but what are we kicking off with tonight?
We are kicking off with the Inferno match. I think we actually got a video for it.
The Inferno match. I think we do. You're right. Kane looks super scary, and we recap that on SmackDown 2 weeks ago. Well, 3 weeks ago, he threatened. 2 weeks ago, he did it. This man burnt Elix Skipper. He put him up on the turnbuckle and did the pyro and burnt this man alive.
Elix Skipper has not been seen since.
No. And it takes sometimes a great loss, a great suffering in order to bring out the best in people. And I think that's what we're seeing because Miggy Rojo has stepped up to the plate. He's going to try to take on Kane. As he put it, if you want to make my friends burn, I'll make you burn.
Yeah, tonight we're going to see it. Is this the first Inferno match, or has there been some before?
Oh, this is the first one in about like a decade. like easily. Like
live on, we've had to change pay-per-view providers to bring you this match.
We're gonna get there. Yeah, there's like 10,000 people watching this show.
The Demon Kane is gonna take on the amazing Miguel Rojo. Inferno match.
Are you ready for this rating, Puddy? Because our fans are going to get very upset. I don't think it's going to be
that bad. I haven't tested the Inferno match, but I tested the pre-nerf ladder match before we dumbed the ladder match down a little bit, and it still banged. So I'm actually, if this gets lower than a 50, I'll be disappointed. I'll put that out there.
Who will burn in hell? I guess. Acceptable. Okay. Acceptable. Yeah. Kane burns Miggy Rojo because.
Kane's not wearing many clothes, and Miggy Rojo's wearing a bodysuit.
If you want the shoot,
makes a bit more sense.
Kane wears pants. So, but yeah, Miggy Rojo gets set on fire. It's horrible. It's terrible. Michael Cole cries. Which is fucked up, man. We just have to have a show now. We just have to move on. We have to put it out of our minds.
Well, I imagine there's a pop. We're not going to play this for horror, right? We're going to play it for the pop when a guy gets set on fire and then he gets extinguishers.
It's true, but it's horrifying, my man. We lit a man on fire.
But it was funny, though. And exciting.
It was funny, though.
And I paid money to come to this wrestling show, so I assume everyone's okay.
Well, they did pay money to see somebody on fire. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Yeah.
Let's move it on. Triple H is in a interview package, and he's going to talk about Randy Orton and Batista. I assume you have stuff for this.
A little bit, yeah. No, he's going to talk about I knew those two guys were special. As soon as I saw them, I thought, this is the future. These two guys, I saw a lot of myself in them, but they needed help. They needed that guidance. And well, they spat it all back in my face. But I can't deny the legends that they've become. They've both won the world title 3 separate occasions. They're both at the top of their game. And I'll be honest, they don't need my help anymore.
Perfect. That is our main event, by the way, folks, for the World Heavyweight title. We haven't said that yet, but yeah.
12 months on from that match having occurred twice at this show.
Yep.
We'll talk about it a bit later, but it's definitely been a hell of a journey for Batista.
Yeah. Moving on. I think
it's our ladder match now.
I believe it is as well. It is a 4-way WWE title ladder match. WWE title ladder match? WWE tag team title ladder match, excuse me. Good God. Nice. Acceptable.
Okay, I thought you were going to explain it. You just clicked the button. Do we want to explain?
I was going to explain it here. Yes. So the Bashams have been our tag team champions for quite a while, and even when they've not been tag team champions, it's kind of felt like they're tag team champions, anyways.
Yeah.
They've been champions for most of these, 3 years, I guess, that we've been running this.
Yeah.
They've been pretty much, without any exaggeration, the SmackDown tag team division, the SmackDown heavyweight tag team division. The competition in the SmackDown cruiserweight tag team division has hit an all-time high. It's a crazy division shocked, quite literally, full of high-flying, they're all a little bit crazy, but, not crazy, I guess. Not properly crazy, but they're crazy enough. The competition in this division has just skyrocketed. You can see the team of Millennium there in the match. They've been a huge component of that, coming in and really taking the whole division by storm, kind of poisoning themselves to possibly end up as the next Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions. The current Cruiserweight Tag Team Champions, London and Kendrick, are here because the Bashams took issue with them. That's how we're getting there. The Bashams took issue with them, and the Cruiserweight Tag Teams in general getting some shine, getting some love. And so they had decided that there would be no more tag team matches. None on SmackDown. Eventually it led Teddy Long to book this match for the WWE tag team titles, the ones that the Bashams hold, in order to pacify the Bashams a little bit, because they wanted a big spot
Here it is.
Yeah, and to hopefully settle some of the animosity here. You know what I mean? Because it's starting to spill over into just any other tag match that happens. The Bashams are literally going up and down shows, kicking tag teams' asses. It's crazy. The final team here.
Oh, yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, the final team here, we saw them fighting last time we saw them at Survivor Series. Shamrock and Gregory Helms. The two of them came together, and we didn't really know why until there was a sit-down interview done by William Regal in which the two of them kind of explained that Gregory lately has been thinking that Ken Shamrock is probably right, actually. There's something about being motivated by like a self-centered perspective, not caring about any of the fans or any of the stuff going on around the matches that really just doesn't make things as fun. And so
he's giving it a try.
Yeah, they're going to team together. He's going to give it a go. And
what better way than to build cooperation than to enter the tag team division?
Of course. And they immediately get thrown into a tag team ladder match because they had beaten the Bashams. They lose. Yeah, but they will lose because the winners are London and Kendrick, who now own both the Cruiserweight tag team and the WWE tag team titles.
Champs.
Can you possibly say undisputed WWE tag team champions?
Possibly. There is another tag team championship, though.
Yeah, but those are just for the world. That's not the WWE, right? The undisputed WWE tag team championships. Either which way, we'll I
just think some Randy Orton and Edge may dispute you. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I feel like they dispute me anyways. They're not great people.
That's a good question. Actually, we didn't talk about this in the booking, and I think the answer is no. But I'm going to ask it to you anyway.
Sure.
Is Randy coming out with the World Tag Team title tonight?
I think he could, but if you're opposed to it, then no.
I'm not opposed. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's cool. I think it makes more sense for him to not, but I do think it's cool for him to.
Because it's a cool belt. They're cool belts.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
They look nice.
Yeah.
Any belt looks nice on Randy Orton. But
so I guess we can't call them the Undisputed Tag Team Champions then, because there's another Tag Team Champion here on the show.
No, the Undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions.
But Randy's a member of the WWE, though.
No, they're the World Tag Team Champions. Come on.
I think he disputes them.
Again,
I think we're just gonna have to leave it there.
I think
they agree to disagree.
I think they dispute me anyways. Regardless, we're in an interesting place now, quite certainly, for both of our tag team divisions. See ya on twitch.tv/BetsyDero.
I mean, that's the big question. Are there still two tag team divisions?
True. Either which way, we'll figure it out. We'll see you on SmackDown.
I'm on Twitch.
On twitch.tv/BetsyDero. That's where we do the TVs. I say that every episode.
I'm sure somebody has forgotten.
Somebody has forgotten, surely. But yeah, London and Kendrick, WWE Tag Team Champions. Let's move on.
For the first time, by the way, that they've won those belts. So
yeah, definitely. Puddy, what's happening here?
Well, Matt Stark is educating us about Salt Lake City, and you, of course, have that fact, right?
Yes, that salt preserves the human body.
That's why Mike Knox is 90% salt.
Fantastic. There you go. There's the angle.
Yep.
That's the truth. He's a salty man. We get a brand new Linda McMahon SmackDown vignette as she asks us to please don't SmackDown at home.
We told her to shoot, though.
Yeah, apparently. Well, dude, it's live. She's never done this one before, okay? She's used to the same script for a whole year, and now it changes? That's gonna fuck with me.
I love how these are live. Like, we don't pre-tape
No, we literally bring Linda to the
across
arena.
The country, yeah. She's the only McMahon here on SmackDown. It's Linda.
Yep.
When I was young, I used to dream of being the king of the world. Now I'm all grown up. All hail King Booker.
Perfect.
Also, that's an ad for WrestleMania 23 in Detroit, which you should buy tickets to.
Yep, we have the Shark Tank match. We have taken a cage, walled it in glass, and filled it slowly with water throughout the course of this match.
Oh, so we're going with the version where it starts at ankle and then it rises.
Yep.
Are we giving them oxygen tanks, or is it a fight against time?
If you don't get out, you die. I think we could have the oxygen tanks, because that'd be safe.
You know what? I'm surprised you've gone for that version, but I love it, and I'm gonna shoehorn it. So so these two men are inside the glass, and there is only two ways to win this match: by submission or by escaping the tank. And slowly, as the match goes on, the water level begins to rise, and they experiment with some underwater wrestling and some underwater spots, and eventually MVP escapes the tank. This match banged.
It does, yeah.
Tucker.
Good God.
We're gonna have to bring back the Shark Tank.
People love the Shark Tank. Amazing. MVP.
Do you want to explain why they're having a Shark Tank match, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about how much they would have seen or no. So Rey Mysterio.
Any of it.
Rey Mysterio had gotten hurt by MVP. We definitely saw the street fight.
Yeah, I think there's that No Mercy.
Yeah, and then the injury was further exacerbated by MVP with a chair. And Shark has stepped up to defend his friend, his good buddy Rey Mysterio, because Rey's hurt. Shark is kind of taken into the issue here with MVP. MVP had told Shark to stay out of his business. Shark ignored said request. And that led us here to the Shark Tank match.
Which is so over.
So over. So based.
Yep, there you go.
Hell yeah. Keeping her moving. Ric Flair is going to talk about Randy Orton and Batista.
This one I want you to do.
Oh, boy. Okay. Jeez.
Just get yourself in Ric Flair's mindset. It's Randy Orton versus Batista tonight. What does he have to say about those guys?
Who the hell is that? Well, you know, I've been running the roads with lots of mean cats for the longest time. Who the hell is this? This isn't even Ric Flair. What is this voice I'm doing? I'm just going with it. Sorry, folks. This is what my brain says Ric Flair is. There is many men along that road, but there are two that have shone the brightest out of them all. Randy Orton and the Animal Batista. The biggest, baddest son of a bitch I've ever met against the most naturally talented, gifted, brightest I've ever seen. The two of them tonight in a world title match once more. These two, you gotta remember, don't like each other. Hell, nobody in Evolution likes each other anymore. But what there is, ultimately, what there always was, well, aside from Hunter, was a level of respect. And even when these two tonight go to war with one another, you're going to see the respect that they have for one another. Woo! Okay.
Woo! Like it.
Sandy beats Eris Morgan with a quick cradle.
So, Eris Morgan has been terrorizing the women's division on SmackDown here for the better part of a year.
Yeah.
They've needed a hero to step up and defend them. That hero is Sandy. She was willing to stand up to Eris Morgan and prevent her from doing some nasty things to her fellow women this past week. And that's led to this match where Eris Morgan is very clearly the more aggressive, more dominant competitor. But Sandy stays in there, stays in the match, shows a tremendous amount of heart, and in the end rolls Eris Morgan up to pick up the win. But as Sandy escapes down the ramp and celebrates, Eris Morgan glares at her from the ring. This is far from over. Find out what happens next on SmackDown.
Backstage, Todd Grisham has Swinger, Parisi, and Nunzio. They are taking on Idol, Stevens, and Simon Dean this Friday on SmackDown. Almost said Tuesday. Broke kayfabe.
Why would it be Tuesday?
I know, right? That'd be so weird. Yeah, this Friday, they're taking on Team Dean, Idol and Dean, in a tag team match. And if Swinger and Nunzio lose, there's no, never mind. Ignore that. Strike that. Don't look at me. Todd asked them, they're
gonna settle their issues.
If you guys do lose, what's next for you two? Where are you gonna go? And Nunzio's like, hey, what the fuck, man? Why you just assume we're gonna lose? We ain't gonna lose.
So you say, Todd, what I like to think about is what happens if we win. And as far as I'm concerned, it is a brave new era for the SmackDown tag team division. And so if we win on Friday, I think we get ourselves within a great shot of fighting London and Kendrick for their WWE tag team championships.
Well, jeez, if you think so, guys, back to you, Michael.
Nunzio's like, hey!
Hey, what the fuck? Perfect. Okay, so Puddy, you take this away. You talk. You say the things. You know what's going on.
Recently, as you know, lost his crown. Well, metaphorically speaking, he lost the World Heavyweight Championship, and he is determined to reclaim it. And in order to do that, he needs help. He needs to rebuild his court, his army, his forces, in order to storm the Animal Kingdom and reclaim the World Heavyweight Championship. New to SmackDown is Sabu, who's caught the eye of King Booker. Sabu is a foreign mercenary with an interesting style, and King Booker wants to recruit him and add him to his court, to his cabal. And he's attempting to do that. He's challenged him to a duel, a noble duel, and he's hopeful that if he is victorious, Sabu will join his forces. But of course, Sabu is hot, exciting, suicidal, genocidal, death-defying maniac. And King Booker has never seen anything like it before. That's what led to Sabu and Batista picking up a win against Booker and Noble on Friday night.
Yep.
And here, one-on-one at Armageddon, Sabu is able to do it again. Triple jump moves, does that involve a chair? Does he have to jump from a chair to pull off a triple jump moonsault?
No, the way that I had always thought of the triple jump moonsault, and I might be wrong, but I'd always thought it was a jump from like one rope. Okay, so he jumps from the ring to a rope in like near the corner, from the rope to another rope. That's the second jump, and then jumps off that rope that's the third jump. So
maybe is it from the ring to a turnbuckle to the middle of the rope to the ring?
I kind of think it's like around the turnbuckle. You know what I mean? Like he
from one side of the turnbuckle to the other side of the turnbuckle.
Kind of, yeah. Like he's gonna jump from. Man, how can I display this better?
We may need a paint. Can you get paint?
Yes. It just might be a little scuffed because
it's fine.
We're here on video. Hold on, folks.
Yeah, of course. You need to show the audience.
This is important lore. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what.
No, we need to see you drawing, Tucker. You can't draw it and then show us. I want to see you in the process.
Okay. Right. So we got. Let me make sure this looks good. Okay, it does. Okay, so we got a
ring.
We got a ring.
Yeah.
We got a ring. Okay.
Weird that you've gone for a slant on it, but that's fine. Yeah.
He's gonna take off.
Yeah.
Jump off this rope.
Yep.
To this rope.
Yeah.
To a moonsault.
Yeah. Okay. So when I said from one side of the turnbuckle to the other, that I think is what I meant.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't. Because I had thought for a second maybe you thought outside somehow or something, like he goes boing boing boing, which is even more impressive actually, and I love that, but that's not what I don't even know if that's actually what the triple jump moonsault is, by the way. That's just what I always said it was.
Well, and now it's what it is in our universe.
There you go. So that's what it is. That's the triple jump moonsault. That's what it is.
There you go. And he hits it on Booker T in order to win his debut singles match here on SmackDown. That wasn't paint, by the way. What was that?
That was paint.
No way.
Yeah, it was paint.
Show me. Prove it to me. I don't know how you're going to prove it to me. Click it again. Just click it. Open it up again. That's a different version of paint than what I have. What Windows version are you on? 11?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it's because I'm on 10, I think. How satisfied are you with paint?
How satisfied are you? Anyways, yeah, Sabu beats King Booker. Santa Claus comes down to the ring to hand out gifts and toys and trading cards to the children.
How could they say Santa Claus is getting stale?
How could they? How could they? We'll do something about that here in a second.
We don't have to. We'll figure it out. That's true.
Suddenly, it's that term. Oh God, it's back. I love that became such a meme that I stopped saying it.
Yeah, that's kind of... I hope you didn't
No, I don't even think about that. No, I don't even
good.
think about that. I literally just... I guess I thought of it enough that I've scrubbed it from my vocabulary. Because every time I say it, too, I notice it and I point it out. Because I go, suddenly. It's the Dean team. They come down and they beat up Santa Claus. And Idol hits the idolizer. Simon Dean takes the mic and he says that Santa Claus is a terrible example of a WWE superstar. He doesn't even work here. And people boo. And he says, there is nobody in this world who can gift you a perfect body except for me, Simon Dean, and my Dean family of products. Please, boys, and Luther Bates and Mitch Nichols go out of the ring and start handing out, supplements to, children and stuff like that. And Simon Dean says, it is never too early to begin thinking about your long-term health. There are things that you have to do in order to make it in a business like professional wrestling, and I know all you children just want to grow up and join Team Dean. Am I right? Am I right? They're booing me. They're booing me. Help. They're booing me.
Are they saying boo or boo-dean?
I was saying boo-dean. Here you go. That's the angle.
Yep.
Perfect. I think we're wrestling next.
I don't think so. I don't believe you.
Oh, you're right.
Haha.
We have a sit-down with Shelton Benjamin, and he's going to talk about our main event.
If there's two guys who define Friday Night SmackDown over the last 2 years, it's Randy Orton and Batista. Every step of my career since leaving the shadow of Kurt Angle, I've been up against one of the two. And it feels like almost every large moment I've had since that point, they've been on the other side of the ring. My first world title, I beat Batista, and that was the happiest day of my life. My second world title, I beat Randy Orton. And even though I can sit here and I can say that I beat both guys for the world championship, make no mistake about it, they're two of the best I've ever had to compete against.
Holler.
Look, I've had my differences. I've had my differences with Randy Orton. I make no secret of that. But every time I've been forced to say that I respect him. And every time I've been on the other side of the ring, I've had to fight my heart out to be on top. And Batista, I beat him, last year for the world title. I was at the best that I've ever been. Batista now is a completely different story. And I couldn't, look, a couple of weeks ago, we had our match. I couldn't beat him. Whether or not, people want to say whether it's me or whether it's Randy or whether it's Dave, we're all top level athletes at this point in our careers. And tonight we're going to have the pleasure of watching two of the very best of Friday Night SmackDown go at it. And I know for Dave, he's been on this road, and I just hope he can finish that story tonight.
Sorry, man. Yep. Moving on. Next time we see Shelton, by the way, folks, because whatever I thought about it, I want to shill it. We've got him taking on Chavo Guerrero tonight. To give you a little bit of background on that, Chavo Guerrero has been lamenting, I guess, that he feels undervalued, underappreciated, underrespected, probably, for what he has done over these past couple of years here on SmackDown. Well, somebody like Shelton Benjamin gets all the attention. Shelton was the World Heavyweight Champion. Chavo, as the Cruiserweight Champion, doesn't receive the same kind of love, same kind of...
Sorry to interrupt. I love what you're doing and you're going with this. But I want to say that I don't think Chavo necessarily minds that disparity about, there've been a lot of guys who've complained about not getting the right level of respect and attention.
Yeah.
But I think for Chavo, it's more about the opportunity, right? Chavo has to fight. He has to claw. He has to go through 30 other men in the Royal Rumble in order to get one shot at the world title. Whereas he feels Shelton just gets given shot after shot, opportunity after opportunity, just because he's more favored by the powers that be.
Yeah, and I think Shelton's response to that was something to the degree of like, you have made this up, bro. Like, this is not on me. Like, I don't know why you're coming at me with this.
Remember, the only reason why Chavo's saying any of this is because Shelton criticized Chavo.
He did, yeah.
Shelton criticized the methods Chavo was using to retain his Cruiserweight Championship. And Chavo was like, well, of course you wouldn't know what it's like to be me. To be a Guerrero, to have to fight for everything. We have to do whatever it takes because we don't get the same opportunities that you do, Shelton. And
I think the best thing that Chavo has said throughout this whole little extended bit here, because this has only been over the past couple weeks, was that he's a Guerrero. Why is Shelton so mad that he's going to cheat? Like, and the truth is, it's because Shelton loves and respects Jeff Hardy very much, and the Cruiserweight title to a certain degree, I think.
Maybe all titles. I think Shelton just has a respect for the integrity of the business.
Yeah, it's better than that. It should be treated better than that. And I guess that's where ultimately their disagreement comes in. You know what I mean? It's just a different view on how to get things done.
And we'll see which one of them is going to come out on top later tonight.
Perfect. Speaking of Jeff Hardy, holy shit, the Hardys are together. What the fuck? Matt Hardy's been trying to find an opponent all month, or an opponent? He's trying to find a partner all month, and your brother's on the same brand as you. So
now you're both on Raw.
Yeah, and they're both going to go over to Raw, as we did the draft on Monday. That's why Sabu's here. And it's a good match. Hell yeah, it does really well. Jeff's fucking great, apparently, when teaming with his brother.
Matt has been facing Finlay specifically for a very long time. He chased after the United States Championship. He was unsuccessful largely because of the numbers game. He's been trying to fight Finlay in that numbers game ever since. And as you said, Tucker, failing to find a tag team partner. Now he's found a tag team partner, and who better than Jeff Hardy? And if you want to continue watching their adventures as they reunite as a tag team, you're going to be doing that on Monday nights on Raw.
Hell yeah. Holy shit! The fucking Titantron comes alive, and it's JBL? He's not with this company. He's in the other company. What's he doing here?
For a long time, I was the guy on SmackDown. It was my yard. I was the top guy. And immediately, as soon as he was drafted to SmackDown, you could tell that Batista wanted to be that guy. He had that presence. He had that sort of ambition. Everybody in the roster either liked him or respected him as soon as he came over. And I know the first thing that he did when he came over to SmackDown was he challenged me, because real recognize real, big dog recognize big dog. And I have to say, he was the better man. If I was just a little bit younger, I think I could have taken Dave Batista, but he was special, and you could recognize that as soon as you came in. And I didn't get to see the end of that story, but I definitely got to see the beginning. And he's a hell of a competitor. And the opponent, Randy Orton, man, if you were to build a sports entertainer from the ground up, I think it'd look like Randy Orton.
Nice, JBL. Way to be. To be fair, that might actually be his commentary line. I don't know.
It is his commentary line.
There we go. Perfect.
So I think it looked like Randy Orton. So when I heard about this match, and the history, the fact that they fought last year at this very event for the title for Batista, that was where he lost the title. It's been a hell of a road, and I'm looking forward to seeing those two finish the story tonight.
Awesome. I think it's Chavo Shelton.
Alrighty, I'm looking forward to it.
It's not. It's all grown up.
Oh yeah, now I'm all grown up.
Nice. You said the line.
This one. Yep.
There it is. And it's Shelton Benjamin who finds a way. These two pretty much go to war with each other, 26 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Throwing it all out there, giving it everything they have. And Shelton Benjamin just has that much more. T-bone suplex.
But it's one of those matches, 26 long, grueling minutes, a number of long, drawn-out sequences, a mixture of technical wrestling, grappling between two guys that have the ability to kind of slowly ratchet up that pace. And if you go 26 minutes like this, Shelton, you're right, he edges it, but in a match like this, it could have gone either way. And I have to say, if these two men can't put their differences aside and respect each other after this, then there's nothing that's going to help them, because these two men went to war.
I think another thing, thinking back, that Chavo Guerrero had said specifically about him cheating and stuff like that. The storyline name, you know what I mean? It's the way of the warrior. I think ultimately the real way of the warrior, if we want to, I don't know, take it quite literally, it's doing something like this, getting it out of your system and moving on. So let's see what Chavo does next, because he called his shot and he missed, which I think is pretty familiar by now to Chavo.
That's a deep cut. But one thing we have to remember with Chavo Guerrero at this stage in time as well, he doesn't have time to be picking fights with heavyweights all
he's cruiserweight champion.
He's the cruiserweight champion of the world. And, a lot of those cruiserweights have been tied up fighting for the WWE Tag Team Championship lately. But sooner or later, there's going to be a number one contender, and Chavo's going to have to answer that call.
Yeah. Speaking of Chavo, we get him from earlier on in the day. This is pre-tape stuff with him and Rey Mysterio, as they're going to talk about Randy Orton and Batista.
I'll do Rey, you do Chavo?
Yeah, I think so. I think I could do that.
I was going to say, Dave, I've known Dave for a very long time. And if there's one thing that I can say about him, is that he's competitive. Anytime he loses or he sees himself as inferior, he's going to do whatever it takes to get back to his best and to overcome that challenge. Sometimes that makes it really difficult to be friends with him. We saw that at WrestleMania, where he had that impression that he wasn't good enough, and sometimes it manifests in a bad way. But you have to respect the levels that he can get to. He's a 3-time heavyweight champion of the world. We won the tag team titles. I think this is the best Dave's ever been. And I don't think Randy's going to be able to stop him.
He's too stubborn, Chavo says. He's too stubborn. I think Dave is fantastic. I love Dave. Right? I love Dave. But when he gets set on something, he's just going to keep going, right? That's what we admire about him ultimately. But when he's stuck in that one-track mind, Randy Orton can see that, and he will use that, and he will use it to hurt you. I've felt that. Chavo's like, fuck you, friend. I think Orton's gonna beat you. But yeah, that's basically what he says. It's not so much a fuck you, but he knows how good that guy is, man. He finds a way.
Maybe Chavo can get a line in there where it's like, you can be you could be at the best you've ever been. You could wrestle the best match of your career. But all it takes is that one moment.
Yep, I was gonna say all it takes is 3 seconds line. Yep, he just has to pop up and hit that fucking move. It's MVP. He's in a towel. He's soaking wet still. Crystal Marshall will approach him with the microphone. How do you feel about winning the first ever Shark Tank match? I feel like we shouldn't have named it Shark Tank, because now our legal department is probably shit. I'm sure Shark Tank exists. God damn it.
I don't think so, because I think it's a rip-off of Dragon's Den, which would have been starting around this time.
Is Shark Tank just like is that just the Canadian version of Dragon's Den, actually?
I think it's the American version that I guess also got to Canada.
What?
Because I'm pretty sure it's in the States. Yeah.
Maybe they're just the same show then. Well, not the same show, but you know what I mean. They're just literally the same show. What's MVP?
Well, Crystal, I call my shot. People keep doubting the MVP. Montel, Vontavious, Porter, okay? Whether it's a street fight, whether it's a foot race, whether it's shooting hoops, I'm an athlete. I'm the number one athlete, okay? Well, tonight I stepped inside of a tank with a shark, and not only did I survive, I won, all right? 2007 is going to be my year. I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. I'm going to go to WrestleMania, and I'm going to be the World Heavyweight Champion. I've called all my shots so far. I'm doing it again. Mark my words. 2007, my year.
Fantastic. Teddy Long brings out SmackDown's newest acquisition, Nat Hart.
3-time women's champion, Nat Hart, yeah, who says she's happy to be here and she's looking forward to seeing what the SmackDown women's division has to offer. All of the crowd chant, "You don't deserve this. You don't deserve this." And then, we're so sorry. And then, she tries to put a positive spin on her assignment.
The end is near. The last ride match is upon us. I don't know how we want to do this, but I guess we'll just hit it, and then I'll talk about it.
Do we want to talk about just briefly how we got here? I know obviously they've seen most of it, but give it a little bit more. Set the scene.
Yeah. So since I guess we'll go since Survivor Series. Undertaker was out for blood, I guess, so to say, after their first blood match. He gave Mr. Kennedy a last ride through the announce table. No words needed. Just laid him out. Mr. Kennedy took that to mean somehow that he had won because he was in the Undertaker's head. He had forced him to break his cool, to act out, you know what I mean? You don't make a big sudden attack like that unless you're scared. And from there, I believe it was Mr. Kennedy who brought a hearse to the arena.
Yeah. Continuing to play those mind games.
And Teddy Long, who had seen it and thought of a most excellent idea to run the second ever last ride match, thinking back to December of 2004. Yeah. And I think that's pretty much it. These two have continued to just both of them
dislike each other. Yeah.
Both of them claiming to be in the head of the other.
Well, tonight it's not going to be about mind games. It's going to be about a wrestling match, and a very violent one at that, because one of these men is going to be sent on their last ride.
Nice. Hell yeah. Oh my fucking God. Mr. Kennedy throws the Undertaker off of the fucking, scaffolding set stage and throws him in the hearse and drives around the corner. And that's it.
No cheats, no gimmicks.
I understand that the Undertaker is some kind of post-mortal wizard, zombie, necromancer.
Post-mortal is a beautiful phrase.
Thank you. But by God, that man is dead. He is not moving.
Broken
He doesn't move. Kennedy loads him in and just takes that thing out, and that's it.
He's the real deal.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm just more shocked that he'd be willing to do that. Well, I guess the Undertaker might not be a person, so maybe morally he's fine, but I don't really know what to say. He threw him off. He threw him I don't even know how far that was, man. That's fucking far.
I know we can break it down to he just threw him a big distance, and that absolutely is how it happened. But overall, if we're looking at this match, I think Kennedy was right, because you look at the previous two matches, and it took a lot of shenanigans, a lot of chicanery to get Mr. Kennedy over the line. But tonight, he did it without any of that. In one of the Undertaker's own matches, maybe Mr. Kennedy did win the mind games. This is a big win for Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah, I just can't get over, like, he threw him off of the stage, like, how the hell do you do that to somebody? That's crazy. What's wrong with this guy? Like, what the fuck?
I tune in on Friday to see what the fallout is from this.
And we get the final video package. It's Orton. It's Batista. Batista has been calling Randy Orton out for weeks now because this season is special to him. Because he remembers 12 months ago, Armageddon 2006, Randy Orton. Thank you. 2005, Randy Orton didn't necessarily screw Batista. That was a little circumstantial. Could have been anybody in that spot, honestly. Yeah. Well, not to beat Batista, clearly, but he had already been through some shit that night, right? He had fought Mark Henry and Orton already, and he just didn't sit well, right, with Dave. It was a bad night.
Yeah, that match, one, it was the last time before Survivor Series that Batista had held the World Heavyweight title. And for Batista, that championship is special. That win at WrestleMania 21 was the win that showed him that he could be something on his own, that he was that guy, right? When Batista beat his stablemates and became the heavyweight champion of the world, that was a genesis for Batista. That was an awakening. And that championship is very special. It's a mark of excellence. It's what shows the world what Batista already knows, that he's the best at this. And when he had to relinquish that, when he lost to Randy Orton at Armageddon last year, it felt like a piece of him was missing. And they had their rematch at the Royal Rumble, but for Batista, he barely remembers that. He barely sort of felt in that match at all because he was still reeling from that night at Armageddon. And look, it was an emotional time for everybody. Circumstances outside of wrestling was on everybody's heads that night at Armageddon. He recaptured the title, and it's almost worse that he got the title that night than if he had never had it at all, because he felt it in his grasp for an hour. He was world heavyweight champion. And ever since then, he has felt that piece missing. When he lost the title to Shelton Benjamin, he wasn't bothered. He saw it as a challenge. He wanted to become a contender because he had lost it fair and square to a damn good athlete. But at Armageddon last year, he felt a piece of him get ripped. And step after step, month after month afterwards, he couldn't get back there. He lost to Randy at the Rumble because he couldn't get his head in the game. At WrestleMania, he was arguing, battling with his best friend because he just couldn't get back to his best. He thought he was getting there this summer. Got injured in King of the Ring. Every step of the way, it was a setback. And then he came back. And then he beat Finlay. He beat Shelton Benjamin. He beat King Booker, and now he is on top of the mountain one last time, the world heavyweight champion. But there's one last demon to exercise. 12 months to the day, here at Armageddon, the man who stole the world title from him, the man who came into this business with him, both of them 3-time world champions, the future of this industry, the present of this industry. Batista, Randy Orton, tonight. Who's better? Who's the best? We're going to find out.
Let's do it.
Teddy Long's going to say what I said.
Oh, yeah, he does. Yeah, it's the Animal Batista, the World Heavyweight Champion, taking on
the Legend Killer.
The Legend Killer, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, Randy Orton. Let's do it.
The last match of 2006.
And Batista gets his win.
He exercises that demon.
He finds a way. He plants Randy Orton in the ground with that Batista bomb. Orton's not able to get off the RKO. Imagine maybe there's once or twice that he attempts it, but Dave kind of sees it coming. He's got the experience.
Yeah, I think I don't remember if it's this match or a previous one between these two, but I've got in my mind a finish where Orton's going for the RKO. Batista pushes him off. He lands into a spear, and then he does the setup for the big Batista bomb.
If we didn't do that somewhere else, we'll do it here.
Yeah.
Yep, I like it. Dave picks up the win. He's going in 2007 is still World Heavyweight Champion. And
this is the first time that Batista is a world champion at New Year's. Every other title reign has not gone through a new year. So this is the first time he starts a year as world heavyweight champion.
You got to imagine it's a good feeling.
Yeah. I think it's one he's been looking for a while.
All right. Who do we want to talk to?
Batista, I think.
Yep.
Give him a hug. I don't think we should. He didn't really have a good night, but
yeah.
He finished the story. Kennedy?
Yeah, you don't want to talk to Taker?
No, Taker knows how much we love him. It was a big spot for Ken, and he did pretty well.
Yeah, complimented on a good performance. And then
I pick out. Did you have one?
There was one match that it did really well compared to what I had thought. Oh, I guess it was the Kennedy Taker match. Tank? Yeah. Yeah, the Shark Tank's definitely up there. Yeah, do you want to talk to...
I would say, though, the Shark Tank was... Because the performances in the Shark Tank were lower than the match rating. So for me, it's very clearly that the Shark Tank just got over. Right. So we could talk to Shark, because it might have been Shark's idea. But what we could do instead is in the tag ladder match... Gregory Helms was huge, but Doug Basham was also really, like, just performance-wise, Gregory Helms and Doug Basham were the big surprises in that match.
I love hugging Doug Basham as an emotional end of an era moment.
Yeah.
My beautiful boy. Batista's like, as we hug him. We're like, I think...
we should be careful because we're not going to want to finish the show today on this video. Because this is Sunday, week 4 of December 2006.
Oh, it's going to go, like, after this.
I know, but we want to end the video first.
Oh, yeah. Kennedy seemed pleased.
The next video.
Yeah, you want to just go straight into that, or?
I have time.
Oh, I was going to...
We don't have to. We can do it.
Yeah, I just think maybe it'll be just
Let's
better
finish this video first and then talk about it.
All right, regardless, this is pretty much the end of the video. Let me throw up our credits here.
Oh, yes.
What are you going to do? The shout-outs?
To our patrons. Yeah. You guys know who you are.
There you go. It's up there on the screen.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, as always, guys. Next time we see you will be New Year's Revolution.
We're going to... Are we doing the year in review video?
Yes, we will be. We will be doing it, yes. So yeah, it's actually going to be the year in review thing and then New Year's Rev, but that's the next pay-per-view we've got coming your way.
Yep. I want to go a quick shout. I don't know if it's going to be soon, so I'm not going to go too in detail. But there is somewhere in my computer, there is a video of me and Tucker talking about our plans for the 2006-2007 season.
You can see how terrible we fucked them all up.
We had planned, I think, to release it around about now. So I'm going to hopefully get that up it's going to be a Patreon exclusive. I will make it very clear when it's up over on Twitch. And if there's a video, I'll let you guys know it's up, and it'll be exclusive on Patreon. Just a heads up, the reason why we've chosen to release it now is because I don't think it's going to have a lot of major spoilers because we've done most of it, but it will probably spoil some of the WrestleMania plans. So just a heads up, if anybody doesn't want to know the WrestleMania card 3 months out, probably going to talk about the Mania card. But a lot of the stuff that we wanted to keep under wraps in that video was probably how we were doing the ECW invasion, and that's all done. So yeah.
Do you have anything to say to the people? We've got your links down below and stuff. Buddy's Twitch, where we do our TVs. I said that already. We've got our Patreon down there, and we've got a link to just your channel.
Just thank you again as we go into 2007 for our 4th year of this series. I know we're sort of a dying breed of people that produce content in this sphere, and we have a great community, and I really appreciate that. And it is wild to think that we've been doing this series for so long. It's been hard at times, but it's also really, really fun. And I've been enjoying the hell out of it.
Oh yeah. So I guess we'll see you around, folks. This is Silly Tuck, I guess, and the Pud Man and the Pud guy. Yeah, I'm just gonna end the video now, actually.